Jessie, and I do perfume reviews in ASMR format. So if you like perfume and also if you enjoy ASMR, you are in a good place for our video today. Okay, so today I am doing a review of Prada's Infusion Iris Cedre. Okay, I am probably not saying this right. Give me one moment. I'm gonna look it up. Okay, I just looked it up. It is pronounced something like Infusion Iris Cedre. Anyway, but in English we would say Infusion de Iris Cedre. But anyway, this is Prada's Infusion line, their Les Infusions line, and this is their Iris Cedre variety. So their original, their bestseller is Prada's Infusion Deities, their Iris, and this one's the Iris Cedre. I've already done a review on my channel for the Iris, so this is the Iris Cedre edition. As you may have seen from my other videos, I have this collection which has 7 different fragrances. There's actually more from their line, but this has 7, and I'm really happy with this line. I really like a lot of these fragrances. Yeah, so stay tuned. Today I'll be reviewing the Iris Cedre one, and then also I will touch later on in the video about the 2 other Prada fragrances that I own in my collection. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so as always, I dressed on theme. I kind of went with like a green and brown theme. The Iris Cedre fragrance is a very clean, dry, woody sort of smell, like a soapy clean cedar iris. So I've got this like sage green shirt as well as this brown scarf, and also I've got these green and woody brown earrings. So that is the look for today's video. And these are all dabbers, so I'm just gonna go ahead and dab on a little tester paper since it doesn't spray. But today looks like we have some little white flowers. Okay, so I'm gonna open this fragrance up, and I'm just gonna give it, like I said, just a little dab. And I'm gonna let that dry down. I'll get the rest on my wrist, because why not? Yeah, this is a really beautiful fragrance. I do really enjoy it. So I'm letting that dry down a minute, and then I'll give you my initial impressions, and then we'll go through the main accords and notes on Fragrantica.com. Okay, so smelling this, my initial impression is, one, that it smells very much like the original Prada Infusion Iris. It smells very much like the original. The main differences, I would say, is this one honestly almost smells a touch more soapy to me. Like a touch cleaner, maybe a touch simpler. Here I'll put like just a dab of the original on this hand so I can kind of compare. But yeah, the original Infusion Iris is brighter. There's definitely more citrusy and like greenness to it. Whereas the Infusion Iris She wants to be a part of the party, but there's not really room over here. Okay, so anyway, main accords. I definitely get woody as a main accord, powdery. I feel like it's kind of missing like a fresh main accord, because it is fresh, just in a woody way. And yeah, I am getting iris, but it's a very clean iris. Yeah, the whole like iris infusion line is like the cleanest iris you've ever smelled. Any of the iris varieties, the cleanest you've ever smelled. And yeah, I'm also getting the earthy main accord as well. Okay, so great. I'm gonna go ahead and now I'm gonna read the notes that we have listed. Oh, you found your way over, didn't you? Okay, so we only have five notes, so it's pretty simple. The original Infusion Deities has a lot more notes. This one, the Eddie's Cedre, only has five, and those notes are iris, cedar, Tunisian neroli, incense, and benzoin. So definitely I am getting mostly the cedar and iris. Yeah, definitely mostly the cedar and iris. I'm really surprised there's not a musk note, because it feels like there should be. There's just something very clean, musky, powdery. I think I'm getting a hint of the neroli. It adds like a fresh greenness, but I don't get as much of that fresh greenness as I do in the original Iris. And then I don't get a whole lot of incense or benzoin. Maybe just a touch of incense, like touch of smokiness. But yeah, pretty subtle. Yeah, so mostly I'm getting iris and cedar, a little bit of neroli, and like musk, even though it's not listed, but like a very clean musk. Hi, Miss Girl. Okay, the votes. If I click on the votes, the individuals on Fragrantica say they mostly get iris, cedar, neroli, incense, and benzoin. I would agree with that in that order. So, yeah, what can I say about this? I really like it. I don't know if I could say I like it more or less than the original. I really like both of these. I think that the original Iris is maybe a touch more feminine leaning, but both of these to me are very unisex. They're just clean and very naturalistic smelling. Both of them smell like you took a shower and walked out into nature. That's kind of the vibe I get. And yeah, they have iris. They're an iris dominant fragrance, but they're definitely like the most clean iris I've ever smelled. They're not at all like an earthy, rooty iris. To me, it's very clean, soapy iris. Okay, Miss Girl, can we move you? Okay, so I'll come back to reviewing Iris Cedre, but I'm going to briefly just touch on the Prada fragrances that I own in my collection. So I've got Prada Candy. This one is a beautiful kind of vintage smelling caramel fragrance, like modern vintage, if that makes sense. It's a very powdery, subtle caramel, so it's honestly not really too much of a gourmand, even though it has that edible caramel note, but it's got caramel, vanilla, powdery notes, I think musk, and maybe like benzoin. So it's a very soft, subtle, very lightly projecting caramel fragrance, lightly sweet, not overly sweet. I just think it's very beautiful. A very beautiful, like, blend of modern and classic, in my opinion. And then I've also got Prada's Candy Low. So this is a flanker to the original Prada Candy, and this flanker has the addition of the notes of sweet pea, so a floral note as well as citruses. So between the floral and the citruses, it's definitely a little bit more bright, but it still has that caramel it's still powdery. And this one, interestingly enough, is actually sweeter than the original, in my opinion. It also has a stronger projection, in my opinion. This one is discontinued, I believe, but you can definitely still find it affordably. I think I got this for $46 online. So yeah, that's Prada Candy Low. And then just to note, I do in my collection have this decant of Prada's Infusion de Mimosa. So it's from their Infusion line, and I do actually have the Mimosa dabber here. As you can see, it's the yellow bottle. The reason I have this decant is because I blind bought the whole bottle of Infusion de Mimosa, and it broke in the mail, or it leaked everywhere. There was just a tiny bit left in the bottle, so the seller refunded me, and I put the excess in this little decant. I do like this fragrance, but I don't love it, but I like it enough to keep the little decant. So yeah. Okay, so that is that. My Prada fragrances that I own. I'm honestly now more interested in this brand that I've smelled. All these from the Infusion line. The Infusion line. Because I really like a lot of them. So it's just making me more curious about the brand in general. But anyway, back to the Iris Cedre fragrance. I'm just gonna read a few other stats and then we'll finish up by reading some reviews. So, according to Fragrantica, it has an overall rating of 4.22 out of 5 with just over 1,300 votes. So that's a really good rating. It's obviously not nearly as popular as the original Infusion to Iris fragrance, but it seems like the people who have bought and reviewed this really enjoy it. Some things that Fragrantica says about it is that it's a clean and fresh scent, luxurious and expensive smelling, unisex, silky and smooth woody scent. I agree. Balanced and sensual, woody and naturalistic. And then under cons, they say that it can be too soapy for some people, can be too powdery and austere, expensive price point, doesn't last very long. So that all makes sense to me. It is very soapy and clean. It is very powdery. This is not a safe blind buy. This to me is, and honestly a lot of the ones in the Infusion line are scents that I think would be appreciated more by someone who's already a bit experienced with fragrance and is happy to pay a higher price for a more kind of luxury smell. But to me, this is what we'd call quiet luxury. It is a little understated, but very, expensive and just natural smelling. Doesn't scream to get attention, isn't super sweet, isn't super strong, but it's just very natural and luxurious smelling. Clean girl, very clean girl. Okay, and then to finish up with a couple reviews. Somebody says, let's see, the smell of cleanliness, a bit citrusy, a bit powdery, a lot woody and discreet, very good for summer days. The cedar and neroli combination in this fragrance is very elegant, quiet luxury scent. Okay, see, they said the same thing that I said. They say they love it. So yeah, totally agree with that review. Somebody says, I love the original. This one is beautiful, but it turns male-ish on my skin. I do think it's more masculine for sure than the original Infusion d'Iris. Somebody says, beautiful, just beautiful, such a unique fragrance, so elegant, so sophisticated, dry, cool, clean, and fresh all day. Agreed. Somebody else says, I love this so much when I tried it at the Prada in Caesars in Las Vegas. Bought it right away. find that they didn't give me this. They gave me Infusion de Cedre, so just the original cedar, the cedar one. I guess there's also just a cedar one. When I returned it, they didn't even have the Infusion de Cedre. When I returned, they didn't even have the Infusion de Cedre, but this was wonderful. Okay, so yeah. Let's read one more review. Somebody says, soap, soap, soap. Prada is known for soapy fragrances, but this is quite something if you like Prada L'Homme, which is for men, L'Homme, or it's marketed to men. But you want something with better quality than this is the answer. It smells like an expensive soap with woody elements. It is easy to pull off and to like, and I find it very unisex. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a soapy, woody scent, which you don't always think of those going together. I think that's why I appreciate it so much, because it's fresh, woody. Very fresh, woody. I really like it. I really like the original Infusion d'Iris, which again is a kind of fresh, woody again, soapy, woody. So yeah, honestly, I'm very happy with a lot of these fragrances from